So what's up everybody? We are in the page of Game of the Year awards. We just got over, I think, yesterday, if I'm doing it right. No, 2 days ago, if I'm uploading it on Monday. Now, I couldn't live stream this. I could have live streamed this because they said, okay, it's gonna be available on Twitch. Anyone can live stream it. But it was in a time where I was not awake and I was asleep, and it was just in a weird way in India where I couldn't see the entire thing. When I woke up, it was like nearly over, just like 2 awards to go and stuff like that. So I couldn't watch the entire thing, so I couldn't live stream it. But now I'm going to talk about the award itself. First of all, before we go into the categories and talk about each individual category and what won and how was it kind of like worth it or not. Before we get into that, I just want to talk about how this Game of the Year award was interesting in a way. So I'm gonna do a separate video. I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, I'll do a trailer breakdowns of things. There's been a lot of games that have been showcased in this platform. They showcased the best example I think would be is Death Stranding, which was amazing. The trailer, it was I think around 5 to 6 minutes or more than that, and it was like surprising package when it comes to like Game of the Year award. And I was really hoping for Nintendo revealing the Pokemon game for the Switch, like a little bit of teaser here and there, how it's gonna look and stuff like that. But they didn't do that. They showcased Bayonetta 3, which is fine. But as you can see, like the Game of the Year doesn't just contain the categories, awards and stuff like that. There's been a lot of different things. So I'm going to be talking about them individually. So this next week is going to be all about the Game of the Year. So what are the things that you might have missed? What are the things that I found interesting and stuff like that. Without much further ado, let's just get into the categories. And the first category is Best Chinese Game. Now, I don't know any of these games. I'm really sorry. I really apologize for the developers that I didn't know these games. But maybe I would play the winner because obviously it won for a reason. And it is voted by people in China, so it's got a lot of awards and a lot of viewership in China, and the gaming is a big deal there. So if they voted this for a winner, I mean there should be something about it, right? So I'll try to play that for you guys. And the next, let's go to the next one. This is like the best debut indie game. I would say Cuphead deserves it because I played that game and I didn't play anything else here. I didn't play Golf Story because it's Switch exclusive. And Hollow Knight is there on PC, but I have not played it yet. But Cuphead, I would say, as the cultural tie-in, nostalgia, and the art style is just like too unique to miss up. And I would say it deserved it, but I might be wrong. Some people might have voted for another thing. Let me know in the comments below what do you think about this particular category, because this is interesting because indie games are always been amazing. And just like to pick one of the best from the best, it's like a little bit tough. So in the AAA titles that are easy, out of the 6 or 7 that comes out every year, one of them will be the perfect one, and all the other would be bullshittery with loot boxes, microtransaction, and stuff like that. So it would be easy for everyone to pick. Oh, that's the Game of the Year right there. So it's always hard, but indie game is more harder than that. So yeah, Cuphead I think deserved it really well. Now esports team, I think this is kind of like important, but I don't know any of these teams because they don't represent the game that I actually watch. But I really enjoy Cloud9 winning the thing. But I think that was like well kind of documented that they are gonna win. People have been talking about it, predicting that they are gonna win. They win. But I think I don't know why the Dota team didn't win this time, but because they kind of won the big tournament with the big prize pool. So I thought that was going to be the kind of like a dog horse when it comes to like this one. But the favorites won it. So no, not big deal. Not a big deal. The next one is esports player. Again, the League of Legends. Obviously, that's like the biggest thing. But again, Dota 2, the guy representing here, Kuroki, hope I'm not butchering the name. He's kind of like a captain who inspired the people to win the big tournament. So I thought he was going to win it, but not. I don't know. It's like fine, I would say. So yeah, it is what it is. And I don't know why Overwatch is on this list. It's going to be a little bit controversial, but I'm just asking. Like, that's not a esports yet. Like it's just still in its baby steps. I mean, Dota 2 win prize pool is more than 10 million. So I mean, I don't know how the fuck even Overwatch competes with that. But I think it's biased. But that's just my opinion. I don't know if there should be here. So let me know in the comments below what do you think actually. And the next thing is best esports game. Again, Overwatch should not be here because League of Legends is like 10 times bigger than that. Dota 2 6 times bigger than that. Let's say CS:GO is 8 times bigger than that. So these guys are the number 3, 1, 2, 3. I said it in a weird way, but I hope you understand. Overwatch is 5th in that entirety of things. Rocket League is even above Overwatch. So I mean, biased, I would say, but if it has more fans that are vocal about things, maybe community support in terms of things like tournaments, conductions, content updates regularly for the games, maybe that won them the award. But I don't think best esports game should have gone to Overwatch. That's my opinion. That's all. So this is like the trending gamer, and I'm sorry, but I don't know anyone here except Dr. Disrespect, of course. So if you don't know him, then you are doing it wrong. So he's kind of like a guy who plays character on Twitch live stream. Maybe not a character. Maybe he does that for real life too. I don't know. It's right there in the name. That's what he does. He kind of like plays a beautiful role, and it attracts a lot of people watching him. And this year he got a lot of influence over Twitch, let's say, and that won him the award. I like it. I love it. Maybe I'm biased because I don't know any of these guys, but it is the way it is. So Dr. Disrespect, well deserved. That's all I'm gonna say. The next is best student game. I don't know any about any of these games. I'm sorry again, but this kind of is like a good category for people to like showcase their games, like when they are getting out of the industry where they studied and stuff like that. So I think I saw this award. If I'm not remembering, yeah, if I remember right, I watched this one. Like Level Squad, the developer who created it, talked like that, and he was like, I'm finishing school tomorrow, anyone can hire me and stuff like that. Yeah, he was great, and there was modesty in his speech, so I really appreciate his work, and I'm gonna check it out. Level Squad, I'm gonna really check it out. And there's like a lot of other games as well. I really liked Falling Sky, because when I saw that I was like, wow, that looks like fucking wonderful. I didn't think it was like a final year project for gamers. I really didn't think that, but that was amazing. From Light as well. So yeah, it's all about the uniqueness, and Level Squad I think had it and it won it. So good job for that. The next is best independent game. Now this one is a little bit tough because I would say Night in the Woods was good. Hellblade was good. Hellblade was really good. Reminds of Edith Finch was amazing. But Cuphead won it because I think it was a creative and cultural impact that it had on the industry. Now, don't get me wrong, every one of the games here had an impact on the industry, but I think Cuphead came in, swept everyone right under the feet. Everyone didn't expect it. They promised this, obviously, but I don't think anyone expected them to deliver on it 100 times better. So that was kind of the surprise package here. So they were like, if they were over expecting things from the Cuphead developers, if it was a little bit normal, people would have not given it more attention. But everyone had an under level expectations, but then they blew everyone out of the water. So, again, I understand, but I would have given it to Hellblade because that game, man, let me tell you, crazy. Just crazy. So, most anticipated game, fine. This was amazing as well. I think Last of Us Part 2, obviously, for all the good reasons. You don't think any of the games here stand a chance to Last of Us Part 2. And if you don't know about Last of Us, then I'm sorry, you're doing it wrong again. Red Dead Redemption had a good choice too, but that was kind of like a little bit later when it came to like announcement, trailers and stuff like that. Last of Us Part 2 came a little bit before that, so people were a little bit more anticipating for the game. So I think that award was well worth as well. Now, best multiplayer, man, I don't know. Player Unknown Battlegrounds. Looking at the other things, I would say it is. But my kind of like thought process is it should not be even on this list. I know it has a cultural impact, like it has the best kind of like concurrent players, everyone plays it. At the end of the day, it's about the principles, and it should not be there because it's an early access game. It should not even be there. It's not a fully finished game. If you can understand, the game of the year only goes to the games that are fully finished, and end product that people play and then people enjoy and then people vote. So this should not be even here. But considering other games, I think it's all fine. I don't want Call of Duty or Destiny 2 to win just because they are created by Activision and they're crappy fucking piece of shits. And I don't want them to win. So PlayStation Battlegrounds, good job, buddy. Good job. Best sports racing game. I didn't want Forza to win, but do I give a rat's ass about anything else? No, because everything had microtransactions. So good job, EA. Good job, you fucking bastards. And as well as, what's 2K Sports? Yeah, those guys. This one was a real surprise. I didn't think Mario plus Rabbids would win. 100% I didn't know. I was like, Total War Warhammer 2. Okay, fine. I voted for War of the Chosen, but I thought Total War Warhammer 2 would win. Sega, come on, man. So make your people rally up and vote for your game. But yeah, apparently it didn't work out. Well, nonetheless, Mario plus Rabbids was a good game. Turn-based strategy, so nothing can go wrong. So congratulations Ubisoft and Nintendo for doing it. It was a good job, good kind of like combination. They did I would say, highly unlike game and unique, which people didn't expect them to do. So I would say they did a wonderful job, and they kind of blew it out of the park. So good job. Next one is the best family game. Now, obviously, this one was going to be won by Super Mario Odyssey. Now, just look at this. All right, just look at this, okay? 4 games are made by Nintendo's IP. Mario, Mario, Mario. Splatoon, one of the Nintendo games for Switch. So, I would say maybe they know how to make a family game, genre of platform, whatever it is. So, Super Mario Odyssey, I think it's well deserved. No questions about it. Best fighting game, again, Injustice 2, pretty obvious answers if you look at it. But I would say, I don't know. I think none of the other game had an impact as Injustice 2 had. And it was a kind of like a well-weighted franchise after Injustice 1. So I would say good job as well. Now this one, role-playing game, Divinity Sins 2. I would have given it this simple as that. Persona 5 was good. But I would say, man, Divinity Sins 2, let me just tell you, it is crazy. It is a beautiful game. RPG, turn-based tactics, everything at its peak. If you want to finish a game, if you want to finish a campaign, 60 hours. That's not an easy thing to say. 60 hours of fun. I mean, Persona 5, good job, congratulations, but I don't know. I don't like it. Action adventure game. So Zelda was a pretty obvious answer, to be honest with you. Assassin's Creed was good, don't get me wrong. Assassin's Creed was amazing this year. Horizon Zero Dawn as well. But I don't think Super Mario Odyssey doesn't come into this. I think it would be better RPG rather than a action adventure. Action in terms of like, it should actually be action in there. Mario Odyssey, I don't think it fits the role perfectly. It fits more of a family game which already won, so I would not give this award. But Zelda, it's a wonderful game and it deserved all its awards. That's all I'm going to say. Next is an action game, Wolfenstein 2. Now this shouldn't be a surprise. If you take a look at the other kind of games here, the only competition that it has is Neo. Neo may not be the perfect game, but when it comes to combat, boss fights, enemies, crazy as hell. So I would have given it to Neo just because of that factor. Prey was good, but Prey was not like good in combat. Just like, oh, when you think about like Prey, you won't think about, oh my god, combat. And Cuphead doesn't fit this as well. Destiny 2, I don't want to talk about it. Neo, okay, fine, good. And Wolfenstein 2, 100%. So Wolfenstein 2, 100%. It won. Simple as that. Focused on combat. Wolfenstein 2. That's just the thing that comes to your mind. I would agree with it. So yeah, VR AR experience. I think Resident Evil 7 again won it, deserved it, because if you think about all the other games here, they are fine, but they don't have any kind of like stakes. Okay, Resident Evil 7 is an actual game, a $60 game that has high stakes. That has high stakes. Let me tell you. And if you screw up, you're dead. If you don't survive, you're dead. Like simple as that. And people shat themselves when they played Resident Evil 7 Biohazard on VR. So if it didn't win, I would have been surprised, but it did win. So kudos. Next is best handheld game. This is kind of like the 3DS, not Switch. So all these games came in 3DS. Metroid, I would say the most kind of like it was a fight between Metroid and Fire Emblem. That was the well-known kind of like IPs on the handheld consoles there. Obviously, again, Nintendo. So Metroid, good job. Next is best mobile game, Monument Valley 2. So we saw this on Chinese game as well. They're both same things, but done for different people. Mario Super Run is there on the thing, but I thought that was the kind of like IPs would fight Fire Emblem and Super Mario, but surprisingly Monument Valley 2 won. So I would say good job, good job. Next is ongoing game. I mean, for this, I think Player Unknown Battleground should have won, not for the other thing. I don't know. Yeah, I don't think this was a Overwatch victory because they won last year enough, and this year I won't say it is an ongoing game. So yeah, Player Unknown Battlegrounds, you should have won this, but hey, next time definitely. So games for impact. Now this was my category. Hellblade, I voted for it. It won. Social message or meaning, obviously Hellblade. I mean, let me tell you, that game was the perfect explanation of how people feel when they are depressed, when they are having mental problems, and the way it explained in the game it was just mind blowing. And I would say it was a great game. And every other game here was amazing as well. I have not played except Bury Me My Love. I played everything else, and I would say Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice, man, deserved 100%, and it won. Again, same thing here. It was best performance of like voice acting and motion capture and stuff like that. So I would say the first thing I voted for Melina, but other actors did a good job as well. Uncharted and Horizon Zero Dawn, Wolfenstein 2. But you gotta understand that Melina was not an actress. She was an editor in the studio, but she was chosen to be the voice of this film, for this game, sorry. And she did it a good job in her first try, in her first gig. I mean, you gotta give credits to that, and the award is kind of like that credit. So, kudos, Melina, kudos. Again, audio design. This is kind of like the best sound designs. Not necessarily background scores or music in the game. It's like an atmosphere that it should create. I don't think Destiny 2 should have won it. No matter, I think the sound was impactful in the game. I mean, Zelda, I thought it was between Zelda, Resident Evil 7 and Hellblade, because Resident Evil 7 had that kind of like theme where it always reminds you that you are in a creepy place, that if you don't get out of there, you're dead. So you can't just chillax in Resident Evil 7. It was not supposed to be chillax. So the music kind of complemented it. Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice as well. Again, it's like a dark game which tackles with mental issues, people surviving those things. So I think that music, man, deserved it. Again, simple as that. Best score. This one is kind of like the original song or like the outstanding music numbers and licensed soundtrack and things. I mean, I've listened to Nier Automata, I've listened to Cuphead, I've listened to Persona 5, Breath of the Wild. I mean, I think I would have voted for Cuphead. Yeah, I think I remember I voting for Cuphead because I thought the music was really well done. The cartoony music just complemented the game 100% well than the normal counterparts would have done. But Nier Automata was good as well. It was kind of like a tie for me, Cuphead or Zelda I would have voted for, but you gotta congrats the winners, man, from time to time, so I congrats him. Best art direction. Now this is like how the artwork looked, how everyone kind of like looked the game, animation, technical advancement and stuff like that. Cuphead deserved it, period. But I would say I would have given this to Horizon Zero Dawn because Horizon Zero Dawn at the end of the day didn't win anything. That's saddening to say the least. Persona 5 won. I don't care about Destiny 2. It shouldn't win because it's not a good game. It's a crappy game, and the developers and the publishers are not good. They're just like they don't deserve to win at the end of the day. Simple. Legend of Zelda, I think, but it won a lot of other things. But Horizon Zero Dawn at the end of the day didn't win anything. Cuphead already won 2 awards because Horizon Zero Dawn had a good world, a beautiful world, like it showcased. Oh my God, this one is amazing as well. So I would have given it for that, but Cuphead deserved it as well. Good job. Best narrative. This one is a little bit tough. I mean, let me tell you, Hellblade, I voted for it because it had the compelling storyline. It doesn't matter if it is a dark, well thought out theory. If you don't kind of showcase the gameplay narrative in a good way, it was not going to be successful. So I thought Hellblade did a good job there. But What Remains of Edith Finch was good as well. Wolfenstein 2 was great, but I don't think that was best example of narrative games. Same with Horizon Zero Dawn. Nier Automata, I don't know if it's gonna be. I don't know if it was should be even in there, but it is. But I would give for What Remains of Edith Finch. Why not? It's funny.
Let it go.